ရှူရတယ်နည်းမောတယ်နော်ဒါအစာမမဟုတ်နော်ကျွန်မခလေးတွေအဓိကကျွန်မခလေးတွေအဓိကထားပြီးတော့ကျန်းစာပုံပြင်လေးပြောမယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကနေကျန်းစာပုံပြင်နေကျွန်မတို့မှတ်စရာသင်စရာလေးတွေပေါ့နော်ကျွန်မတို့ lesson အကြောင်းလေးနဲ့ကျွန်မဝေမျှမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ် So today kids we're going to talk about okay who knows this person he was a shepherd a musician but yeah you guys okay Ruth stand up who's it David oh Grace you know that David wow you're so smart okay give a big hand to Brittany's class right I know it's Esther but let's give credit to Ruth your sister okay be nice okay I told you so today I look at your activities and I'm so impressed especially the safety green class you guys I have decided oh my god I look at Christina and she was like oh my god it's so pretty I never expected from Christina like that right and then Ezra was like Moituk you know Moituk means so beautiful yeah so Ezra likes it and was Matthias they like your performance it's really good and I'm really glad okay and my class you did so good as well you guys are always number one right do you agree my class is always number one okay all right now today we're going to talk about David and Goliath you know this right he was a shepherd he takes care of the sheep and then he was a musician he plays harp okay it's like some kind of like instrument and he was the youngest son of the 8 sons and he was anointed by prophet Samuel he was the greatest king of Israel and he was a giant slayer he killed a big giant and he was a great warrior. Today, we're going to talk about David. See, before I even ask you, you know the answer already. Okay, it's David. Where is David? Okay, today we're going to talk about David, okay? All right, so before we talk about David, let's look at a little bit about King Saul. Before David became a king, we have King Saul. He was the very first king of Israel, okay? He was the very first king of Israel. But one day, King Saul, he did something that made God really angry. So God said, that's enough, okay? King Saul, I'm going to reject him as a king of Israel. So he will no longer be a king of Israel because of something that he did. If you want to know about it, if you want to know what King Saul did, ask your teacher Taylor and Brittany, okay? All right. And God said to prophet Samuel, tell King Saul that I rejected him as a king of Israel and I'm going to choose a new king of Israel. And the Lord said to Samuel, fill your cup, okay? Fill your cup with olive oil. Remember today in my class they said he poured the olive oil and they sit and someone blessed, right? It's Psalm 23. It's written by David. So we're going to talk about David. Okay? So the Lord said to Samuel, fill your container with the olive oil and go to Jesse. Jesse, he lives in Bethlehem. Okay, and Jesse had how many sons? 8 sons, right? Jesse has 8 sons. And Samuel met Jesse. Right there, Samuel met Jesse. And then he also met Jesse's son. And as soon as prophet Samuel saw the oldest son of Jesse, his name is Eliab, okay, it's right there. And Samuel, he immediately thought that, this must be the one that God chose. You know why? Eliab was a very handsome man. He was big, he was tall, he was strong. He's very handsome. He looks like Blair. You know Blair? Yeah, he has a big muscle. And he's tall, he's handsome. Right? So, Prophet Samuel, when he saw Eliab, he said, oh, he must be the king that God chose, right? And God said, no, Samuel, that's not him. I did not choose Eliab to be the king of Israel. Samuel, you look at the outside, you look at the person, and you judge by the person, right? But God said, I do not look at people, their outer appearance. I look at the heart. God said, I look at people's heart. I do not look at their face. I do not look at how they dress up, right? So one thing that we can learn from here, right there, sadly, people, they only look at the outside. So, for example, right, I see Lovely, and Lovely, he's cute, right? He's very nice, but it's the first time me meeting him, but his face is always mad like this. So I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this Lovely? His name is Lovely, and he's not even lovely. He looks mad all the time, right? I judge him, and I'm like, I don't want to be friends with him. I want to be friends with Mary, the one who's laughing all the time, right? She looks so friendly. But I never know. Lovely has a good heart, right? So, in the same way, Prophet Samuel, as soon as he saw Eliab, he said, oh, he must be the one that God chose to be the king of Israel. But God said, no. Don't look at their face. Don't look at how strong they are. Don't look at how tall they are. Don't look at how handsome they are. Look at the heart. I do not like their hearts, right? So you look at a guy and he's like, oh, he's so handsome. Oh, I want to marry him. But what if he's so lazy? What if he doesn't want to go to church? You still want to be with that guy? No, right? He's going to be lazy. He won't cook anything for you, right? So one lesson we have to learn is do not judge people by their look. Look at their heart, okay? That's what God wants, okay? All right here. People look at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart, okay? So when you make friends, always look at the heart. Don't look at how they dress up, okay? And Jesse said, okay, if it's not Eliab, then who else could be? So Jesse, he brought 6 more sons to Prophet Samuel, right? And they stood up before him. And Samuel, the Lord told him, and Samuel said, no, Jesse, these are not what God chosen. Do you have any other son? And Jesse said, yeah, I have my youngest son. He is out in the field taking care of the sheep. See, David, even though he's the youngest, he takes care of sheep. You are the youngest. You stay at home. You play iPad. Mommy, I want food. Right? But look at David. He's the youngest, but he takes care of his father's sheep. Right? So, but us, even though me, I'm 31 years old, but I said, Mom, what do you cook? And my mom said, I fried egg. I'm like, I don't want it. And my mom said, then cook yourself. And I'm like, whatever, I don't want it, right? So we're so bossy. But look at David, he's so humble. Even though he's the youngest, he should stay at home with his father, right? But he's out in the field. He was taking care of his father's sheep. He was helping his dad. So are we helping our parents? Raise your hand if you help your parents. Be honest. I'm going to ask your parents. Are you sure? Christine, you sure you help your parents? Yeah? You help your parents? Mercy, you do? Jenny, you help your parents? Okay. What about this side? Raise your hand proudly if you help your parents. Ezra, you sure? He was he's yawning. Okay, so I see 7 raise his hands. And here, we have to help our parents, correct? Our parents, they work full-time, they do. Some parents, they do not speak English, they work really hard and they make little money. And we think that our parents are the boss. We think that our parents are rich. We think they have everything. But we are supposed to help, right? You can take out the trash, You can sweep the floor, you can mop, right? Okay, so this one of the lessons that we have to learn from David. He was helping his dad taking care of the sheep. So, and Jesse brought David to Samuel, right? And God told Samuel that he is the one. Anoint him, right? Why? David, he's only a boy. He's like David, right? He doesn't do anything at home. He can't fight the war, right? He only takes care of the sheep. But remember, God looks at David's heart. He has a good heart. When I say a good heart, it means that David trusts God. David always puts God as number one. He has a heart for God. He always puts God number one. That's why God chose David to be the king of Israel, right? So prophet Samuel, he anointed, he poured some olive oil and he anointed David. That means he's going to be the king of Israel, right? Right there. Go appoint David and he is the one. That's what the Lord said to Samuel, right? And as soon as prophet Samuel anointed David, the Spirit of the Lord entered to David's heart. So God is with him all the time. And King Saul, because he did something that God did not like, God left him. God left King Saul. So God was not with King Saul anymore. So King Saul, even though he is a king, he has a lot of money. He has the whole country. He was not happy. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't eat. He couldn't talk. He doesn't know what to do because the Lord left him. Okay? So in our lives, if God is with you, you feel peaceful, right? When you're with your parents, you think your parents are the strongest. Correct? You think your parents will protect you. Correct? In the same way, the Lord left King Saul. So he couldn't eat. He was not happy. So his servant, King Saul, his servant, he said, King Saul, why don't you look for someone who can play music, right? And if that person could play music, harp, right? Then the evil spirit that is bothering you will leave you alone. And King Saul said, that is very good. Why don't you go and find me a person who can play music, right? And then bring him to me. And the servant said, yes, I know this person. His name is David. He plays harp. He plays music really good. He sings really good. And he's a boy, but he's a very handsome boy. And the Lord is with him. So King Saul said, go find him. And they brought David to him, right? And David played. You see the evil spirit right there? Yeah, that is bothering right there. He is bothering King Saul. And David came to King Saul, right? And he played. You see the harp, the music? He played it right there. You see that guy? Yeah, he's playing. And then King Saul is very happy because whenever David played the music, the harp, the evil spirit left King Saul, so he didn't bother him anymore. So King Saul, he became very happy and he loved David very much because of it. So he wants to keep David in his palace, in the king's place. And here, we can see that, I'm going to go back right here. You see, David, he plays harp, right? But he was not proud. He used his music to heal someone, right? He played music to make people happy and bring them to the Lord. So here in our church, we have a lot of people who can sing, right? You know who's the best singer here? Right here. No, I'm better than her. You think? Who's better, Lydia or me? Lydia. Okay, no pizza today. Okay, no pizza, because I'm giving away pizza and not for you guys. Okay. So here, yes, we have Lydia. She sings really good. Who's the best dancer here? Oh, right there. What's your name, David? What's your name? The one who raised your hand. What's your name? Musa? Yeah, Musa said, I'm the best dancer. Yes. Right? And who is the best music player? I vote for Uncle right there. Uncle Prater. He plays really good. Right? Uncle Prater, he plays really good. Right? So, God gives us talents, right? God gives you a talent. You sing really good. God gives you a talent. Mary, she dances really good, right? And God gives you lots of talents. You know how to talk to people. You know how to make people laugh. You know how to make people happy, right? But you have to use that talent for God, right, Fendu? You think so? Yeah? I'm really glad that Fendu and Chris and Nere, they were here yesterday. They were on the top of this building, right? And they were sweeping the floor and they were vacuuming, right? I'm very proud of them. And I talked to Fendu's mom. Hey, Kunu, you know what? Fendu really impressed me. He did a lot of work. And Kunu said, nah, he didn't do anything at home. Is that true? Oh, he said it's true. He's being honest, right? But at least he helped at church, correct? So if you're big, you have a lot of muscles, like Blair and Sure and James, not to show off your muscle on Facebook, right? This muscle is to come to church and help carry the chairs, right? And carry the beds, carry a lot of stuff, correct? Yeah, I saw Blair on Facebook, he said, right here, right? I want to see him more at church. He is disappearing. I only see him once a day. Once a day, no. Once a week. I only see him on Sunday. I want to see Blair more. And I want to see Subura too. Are you guys friends with Subura on Facebook? Oh, Ezra, you are? Okay. Have you watched his story? Yeah? Oh, you said yes. I know you use your mom's Facebook, right? So you will see Subura this all the time, right? Yeah, lifting weight all the time, correct? But I don't see Subura yesterday. He didn't help at all. We need that muscle yesterday, right? And we see Kola yesterday. I saw him. Kola was like, hi, Kola. And he was like, hi, Elizabeth. I'm like, is that how you come to church to help? And he's like, what do you want me to do? Kola, you have a big body, right? So he can help carry a lot of stuff, correct? So we need to use our voice. We need to use our talent, our dance, everything for God. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes. Yeah. And here, let's talk about the Philistines and the Israelites. Who is that giant man? Yeah, right, this guy. This guy. Goliath. Oh my God, you guys are so awesome. Dance class, I don't hear anything. You guys. Boring. You guys don't know this guy? No? Okay, you guys are awesome, okay? You got 3 pizza today, okay? See, look, right here, we have Israel, right, on the other side, and then we have Philistine on the other side. And they try to fight every day, but they never fight. You know why? Because the Israel people, they were scared of Goliath because he's huge. You know how tall he is? 9 feet and 4 inches. I'm only 5 feet and 2 inches. Yeah, so another person standing on top of my head, that's how tall he is. Can you imagine? He's so big, and yet he was like, I thought my dad is bigger, but Goliath is big, right? Your dad is not big. Goliath is much bigger, right? Right there, the champion Goliath, his name is Goliath. Do you know about him? Yeah? Do you know about this guy? Okay, look at him. He's big, and look at his followers, the soldiers, they're so tiny, right? That's why the Israel people, they were on the other side of the hill. They always look at the Philistine. They wanted to fight. But whenever Goliath came, they were like, oh, no, we can't fight. We're so scared, right? This is what happens. And look at him right there. You see his armor right here? Right there. On the one on his chest. You know how many pounds? 125 pounds. You know what? 125 pounds? I am 125 pounds. So the thing that he wears, the how do you call? The armor? The armor, right? The armor that he wore is the bronze. It's made with metal and bronze. It weighs like me. It's so heavy. Do you think you can carry me? No, even my dad cannot carry me, but I can carry him. Yeah, I'm strong. My dad is not strong, right? My dad cannot carry my mom as well. But my mom, she said, come here, pastor. And she's like, that's it, very easy, right? And look at Goliath. His armor is like 125 pounds, like my body. And then the knife, the blade that he holds is 15 pounds. Where's William? William with the big head. Right there, he's like 15 pounds. No, he's more than 15 pounds. Right? It's like, look. The knife is like, look. It's so big and heavy. Do you think you can carry that knife? No. Do you think you can fight Goliath? Do you think you can fight me? Mary, come here, fight me. No? See? You're scared, right? Think about Goliath. You see him, you're going to pass out. Right? Okay, right there. And one day, David, his father said, hey, David, why don't you take some bread and food to your brother? Because 3 of David's brothers, they were soldiers. Okay, they are the armies of the Israel, and they were at the camp, the army camp. They tried to fight Goliath every day, but they never did. So his father said, David, go take some breads to your brothers, and then see how they are doing, and come back and tell me how they are doing at the camp. And David, he took care of the sheep, right? And then his father asked him to deliver food. What are you going to say? What are you going to say if your parents ask you to do a lot of things? Huh? 7. If your mom asks you to do a lot of things, what are you going to say to her? Huh? Yeah, he's going to get angry, right? Correct? When my mom asked me, hey, Elizabeth, can you? I'm like, no. I didn't even let her finish. I said no, right? We don't obey our parents. Even though I'm 30 years old, I'm like a baby at home. But you know who's the babies in my house? Shh, don't tell, it's my brother. He acts like a baby, he doesn't do anything. Shh, don't tell him, okay? I don't think he's here. Yeah. So, my brother, right? My mom said, she works full-time. My mom, she cooks in the morning, she cooks at night, she works, she come back, she clean, right? And my mom said, oh my gosh, because of you, Elizabeth, Brittany, and my brother, because of you, I'm so stressed. Because you guys argue too much. Yes, we do, right? That's what siblings are for, right? We argue, we fight a lot. And my mom said, oh my gosh, I got a headache. Go away. When I see you guys, I got a headache, and we have to go away. And then he will say, can someone massage me? I'm very tired. And she asked my brother, hey, Lumpang, can you massage me? And he's like, you know, this is what he did. I'm not lying, okay? He's like, what? But he didn't massage. He came out and he said, massage. And he went back to his room. I'm like, what? You're the oldest. And then I told my mom, go call Brittany. And my mom was like, Brittany. And Brittany was like, what the? She called me again. I have to do my homework. And then she's like, this is how she come out of your teacher, okay? This is how she come out of the room. She's like, what, Mom? Oh my God, so scary. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of Brittany, you know? She's so pretty, but she's so scary. Yeah. My mom said, hey, Brittany, can you massage? And she said, what? And she said, Mom, I have a lot of homework to do. I'm tired. Right? But you know who's the best daughter in our family, the best child in our family. Thank you, Mary. You got 4 pizza today, okay? You got 4. Everybody give 4 pizza to Mary. If she doesn't finish, you take them home, okay? Thank you, Lydia. You got 3. Okay? You got 3. Yeah, right here. I'm the best. My mom, even though I'm not really nice with my mouth, right? I scold people a lot. I yell at people a lot, but I'm very nice inside. Do you agree? Yeah. So my mom, I look at my mom, I'm like, oh my God. Look, my brother didn't want a massage. Brittany refused. Look, I'm the one. And I massage my mom. I told my mom, Mom, sit down. And if she talks too much, I'm like, Mom, shh, sit. I'm going to massage you. Be quiet. Right? I massage her. Sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes an hour. Taylor, I know you don't believe me, but it's okay. So, and I asked my mom, Mom, out of the 3 children, who do you think the best child in this family? And my mom was like, why do you ask? And I'm like, come on, Mom, be honest. Say it. I want to hear. And is it me? And my mom said, yes. Don't be, Brittany, don't be jealous, okay? Okay, see, what I want to point out is that David, when his father asked, hey, David, go take care of the sheep, he did. David, go take the food and the bread to your brothers, he did. He didn't complain, right? But us, Lydia, go take out the trash. No! Right? And Alex doesn't do anything at home. All he does is play game and eat and sleep. Right? Alex. Yep. He said, yeah. From tomorrow, I want to hear you help your mom. Okay? Okay, you promise? Okay, he said he promised. So when our parents ask us to do anything, do not complain. And even though I am old, they said I am old because I'm 31. They said, you're so old. Why didn't you get married? You're old. But I'm not old. I'm only a baby at home. Right? So when our parents ask you to do anything, so we gotta do it. We don't complain. Okay? Can we learn that from David? Okay, and pastor too, right? Pastor, yeah, right, yeah. When mom asks you to do something, he doesn't complain. He's a good pastor. Yeah, okay, yeah, he is. So we have to listen to our wife and our parents, okay? Now, Goliath challenged the Israel people. Can you read it? Goliath said, hey, Israel people, today I'm going to stand here and I'm going to dare you. Send someone to fight me. If that person fight and kills me, then we will be your servants. But if that person loses and I beat him up, you all gonna be servants, our servants. So who do you think will fight? No one. Oh, Grace said you. I'm not gonna fight Grace. I'm not gonna fight Goliath. Okay? I'm not that strong. So right here. He did that for 40 days, and no one dared to go and fight Goliath. Right? And then David, he heard the soldiers talking. So David asked the soldiers, hey, who is this man? And they said, his name is Goliath. He's a champion. Right? And he challenged us for 40 days. And David said, then what is the reward? What is the gift if I kill this man? And the soldier said, yes, the gift is King Saul. He's going to give you a lot of money, a lot of reward, and he's going to give you one of his daughter for you to be married. And then your family won't have to pay taxes, right? Here we have to pay tax, right? And that's what the soldiers told to David. And David, his brother overheard what David was talking to the soldier, and the brother Eliab said, David, how dare you? You're only a boy. I don't like your attitude here. Okay? You only come here to see the battle. You only come here to see us fight and lose to Goliath, and I don't like it. And stay out of this. And David said, why are you mad? I was only asking one question, right? Like Brittany, when we argue, she's like, why are you mad? And it makes me more angrier, right? Did they do that to your siblings, Ula? Did Korea did that too? Why are you mad? Fix your face, right? Yeah. And David was like, I only ask one question. Why are you angry with me? Right? And then David, he went to King Saul. Oh, sorry. And David said to King Saul, do not let anyone be discouraged. I, your servant, will fight this Philistine, this giant Goliath, right? And King Saul said, no way, you're only a boy, you can't fight him. Goliath has been a warrior since he was a young man, and no one could defeat him, right? And David said, no, right there, this is what he said. And David said that the Lord saved me from a lion and a bear. He will also save me from this Goliath. You know, David, he was taking care of his father's sheep, right? In the field. So sometimes lions, tiger, bears, they will come and they will try to eat David's sheep. And David, he killed them. Look, there's a bear and David killed him. Right? Killed a bear with a stick. And then we look at the lion, and David said, I'm a champion. Right? He killed lion and a bear. And look at David. Look at his, right there. And King Saul said, okay, I will let you fight, but you have to wear our the soldier's uniform, like the armors and the swords, right? And David, he tried them on, but it was so heavy for him. And he tried to walk. You see, he tried to walk like this. He can't walk. And David said, no, it's too heavy. I'm not really used to this. So I'm going to go fight without the uniform, without the swords. I'm going to go fight without the armor, right? And then here, what did David do? Louder. Huh? Yeah. David, look at him. He went to the stream, right? A small river, and he picked up 5 smooth stones. And what did he have? He has a sling. You guys are so good. You eat pizza. Nobody eat pizza. Only your class, okay? They're not answering. See, David, he has a sling, and he chose 5 smooth stones, right? And then he went to Goliath. What do you think Goliath will say? Right there. Goliath said, do you think I'm a dog? That you came to me with a stick and a sling and some stones, right? And Goliath said, come here, boy, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to let the birds in the air eat your body, and the wild animals will eat your body, right? Yes, correct, right? If Mercy came to me and she tried to fight me, I'm like, Mercy, what are you doing? You don't have to fight me, right? I can just push her and I won. It's the same. Goliath, he felt so insulted that David only came with the 5 smooth stone and a sling. And Goliath think he was joking. And Goliath said, boy, if you have a chance, go away. And David said, no. Right there. Sorry, right here. David said that you came to me using a sword, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. The Lord does not need swords or spears to save his people. The battle belongs to God, right? Did you hear that song? The battle belongs to God. We don't have to fight. God will fight for us. All we have to do is we have to put our trust in God. Correct? Yeah. And right there, David, he ran to Goliath, right? And he was swinging his slings. And then he put 1 stone. Everybody do this. And 1, 2, 3. Pew! Right? What did he hit? In the stomach? Oh, in the forehead. Taylor! He's falling asleep. Yep. Okay. No, nobody's falling asleep, okay? Right there. You see the stone? Oh my goodness. Right there. And look at Goliath. You think he'll die from there? A little. You like it, Jenny? Yeah? See? David, he said, boom, and then Goliath was like, look at his words flying, right? Yeah. And David defeated Goliath. David, he took Goliath's words, the knife, right? And then he killed Goliath. He stabbed in the chest, and then he cut his head. You know what Goliath told David earlier? Goliath said, David, hey, you boy, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to let the birds eat your body, right? And right there, David killed Goliath, and he cut off his head, and then he left the body there. And you know what happened? The birds. God sent a lot of birds, right? And they ate Goliath's body. Yep. Right there. David, he won the fight, right? And see, people carry him on their shoulder, and they were singing. All right, what do we learn from David? Who can tell me? What do we learn from David? Lydia. Okay, he defeated Goliath. Lovely. Okay, so, yep, he used his slings and the stone, right? Number one, David has a heart for God. We always put God number one, correct? If your parents said, hey, let's go to shopping mall, let's go to the playground, and let's not go to church, you say, yay, right? On Sunday, correct? If your parents said that, hey, let's go to the shopping mall, let's go to the playground, and let's skip church, you said, no, Dad, Mom, we have to go to church, right? Yeah, so sometimes your parents, they don't make the best decision, and you have to correct them, correct? Yeah, and some of your parents, they don't come here on Friday to pray. Can you tell your parents to come here to pray on Friday? Raise your hands. Are you sure you promise? You promise? You tell your parents to come here to pray on Friday, okay? They pray for us, they pray for other people, and it's a good thing, but they are sometimes lazy, and they sit and they are on Facebook instead of coming here and pray, right? So on Friday, tell your parents to come here and pray. You promise? Okay, so that's number one. We have to have a heart for God. God is always number one, okay? Number two, right there. 1 Samuel is that the Lord has sought out a man after his own heart and appointed him to be the ruler of the Israel people. So David has a good heart. That's why God chose him. Okay, number two, we have to trust God. Who trusts God? Raise your hand. You trust God or you trust your parents more? When we're kids, right? When we're scared, we trust our parents because I believe that my parents are the most strongest people on the earth. But when I'm a grown up right now, I'm a grown up, right? But I know how to trust God because my parents will not be there with me all the time to protect me, right? Yeah, we have to trust God. So when you go to school and you don't understand your homework, what do you do? When you don't understand your homework, what do you do? Do you pray to God or you go to your parents for help? Huh? You pray to God? Alex, you pray to God? You sure? Okay, so when you're in school and you don't know something and you can't understand, always pray and God will give you wisdom. God will make you very, very smart. Okay? And number three, obedience. We talked about this, right? David, he obeyed his father. He obeyed God. And he even obeyed King Saul when he asked him to put on his armor and the soldier's uniform, right? So we have to obey.
not only our parents, we have to obey our teachers. We have to obey older people, right? When they tell us to do the good things, we have to listen to them, correct? All right. Number 4, you have to use your talents for God, right? I know Blair. You know Blair? You know Blair? Lydia, you know him, right? Blair, can you stand up? Because the kids, they're wondering who is Blair. Blair, stand up, please. He is very handsome. You think so? Be nice. Come on, be nice. Yeah, he's very handsome, right? Does he sing good? Look, all the ladies are like this. What about you guys? Are you jealous or what? No. Okay, look, Blair, he sings really good, but he doesn't come to church anymore on Friday or Saturday. You know why? He likes to make money. He chooses to work on Saturday. And I invite him, hey Blair, you sing really good. Why don't you be a part of our worship leaders? And he's like, nah, I don't want to sing with a lot of people because they can't hear my voice. I'm like, huh? You know, he said, I want to sing by myself. You know, I want to hit that note, very high note. You know, he wants to impress people, right? Yeah, that's normal. But I want him to be a part of the worship team and a part of the youth leaders, right? He's a youth leader, but he didn't do anything. Right? We want Blair again, and we want Soberet, okay? Instead of working out at the gym 24 hours, please come to church and help us, all right? Okay, last one, humbleness. You know what humbleness is? Raise your hand if you know what is humble means. Humble. Tila humbleness. Humbleness kayang taha ka. Ko tongi. Ning cha chin. Humbleness. I'll tell you what we learned from David. Humbleness. David, his father asked him, hey, take the food, right? And he took the food to his brothers. He's very humble. He doesn't talk back. But us, we talk back, right? When our parents say, hey, can you do this? No. Can you do this? No. Right? Unless you let me play iPhone or iPad, then I'll do this, right? But David, he didn't complain at all. He took care of his father's sheep, right? And he followed his father's instructions without complaint. And that's what we have to do. We have to be humble. And if someone corrects you, hey, Musa, you're doing this wrong. And he's like, I don't care. Instead of saying, I don't care, Musa can say, oh, really? Can you teach me how to do it? Right? We can be nicer. We can be humble. Okay? Do you understand the 5 points that I taught you today? Number 1, what is this? Trust God, right? Number 2, obedience. You have to obey. You have to listen to your parents. Number 3, use your talents, right? And what is number 4? Oh, number 1 is to have a heart for God. And number 5 is to be humble, okay? To be humble means you don't fight with people. You don't fight with your parents, okay? You have to listen to them when they correct you, all right? All right. After this, I'm going to ask you what you learn in the dining room and when you eat pizza. Okay, I'll ask you, you can't answer, I'm going to take your pizza back. Okay? Good? Yeah? Alright, so, Adika, Dinya, Jama, the Khalid, Tobe, Jama, Pura, Tibare, Alawa, Nale, Melutin, Jama, Elis, book, Kennis, Wakalu, Nale, Mala, Asha, Nama, Jama, Pura. Ha, Elis, go, Jama, Chi, bro, Jama, to Elis, Gatala, read it. Suya lalo. Kaliri aya suya nyale. Hey, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't go. Hey. So ashana ngale do English kata la vida. Okay, so today I'm done with my sharing David and Goliath. When we're done, we're going to have